Hello, ladies. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully, everything is working. I'm sorry I'm running late, and I'm going to fluff my hair. How is everybody? Hello, Miss Katie, Miss Teresa, Miss Beth. So I'm sorry I'm running late. So I was sitting and just gonna relax for hey Stephanie. I was gonna relax for a couple minutes, and then I was gonna do some stuff and some prep for the show, and for the live, and my son got here. I didn't know he was coming over, which is fine. Obviously he can come whenever he wants. But I haven't seen him in I don't know how many days now, because he had finals and he was finishing up and all that kind of stuff. So then I talked to him for almost an hour. And which was fine. And then I was like, okay, I gotta go get ready for my live. Okay, sorry. I totally switched out my sweatshirt and messed with my hair. And so, well, right, it's so fun. It's nice. So I wasn't gonna be oh, sorry, I can't hang out with you. And then I did say oh, okay, I'm gonna have to go get ready. And so I was like, oh, well, you know what? I'll just go start the live, because in that way, it's already running, and you guys can, if you log on, you can get through the little commercials if there's commercials in the beginning. And I was like, no big deal. But I went to turn it on, and I was like, oh, I have scenery for Christmas. And I was pretty sure that that my husband got it all set up so it's all would still be presets. So I was like, oh, well, I can handle this. I can just switch it, right? Yeah, no. I could switch the scenery. But then, my presets, as far as, my different camera angles and, how I get to different things wasn't popping up. And then I was like, oh, my God, now can I even get back to just my regular thing? Or am I not going to be able to do my live tonight, without anything? And so, sorry there's no Christmas tonight, because I decided to, it occurred to me at, 2 minutes to 8 o'clock. And I couldn't get it to pop up. And he's already, he's back to work. I mean, he's home, but he's back to work downstairs. So, yes. So hopefully then the next time I'm live, whenever that might be, because it's December, I may start doing some more things live. But those might be Zooms, or they might be here. I don't know. But hopefully by next Tuesday, my Christmas scenery will be up. And I will kick on the Christmas music for while you're waiting. So, yes. So I do apologize, though, because I was genuinely oh, I'm going to, move some things on my desk, and I'm going to be all ready. And then, yeah, I was hanging out with him, which was a good thing. But I'm like, oh, my gosh, my desk is, such a mess, and I want to show you guys some things. And I think that I did maybe mess up my desk cam, that things are still going to be backwards if we go to read them, I think, because I don't know if I have to reset that or not. But it's all good. We're going to have fun anyway. So at the moment, I'm just going to try to kind of shift a couple things on my desk while we're chatting. Because I have a lot I want to talk about. I have a lot I want to show you guys. I don't know about you guys, though. I know I've said this before, and I probably sound like a broken record. It does not feel like December. It just does not. I don't know what it is. It doesn't feel like December on the one hand. But then I was talking to a colleague today, and I'm like, but it also feels like we're just in that, countdown to, winter break at work. Even though we still have the rest of this week and next week and then finals week. So it's not even we're, that close. It's just this weird conundrum of where it's on the one hand, I don't feel like it's even December, but then I'm also when does break start? It's really strange. Move that over again. Oh, thank you. You can wait for this season. I know. Like I said, because then even though I've seen him, we didn't even get to see him much the week of Thanksgiving, because technically finals was the week after Thanksgiving, but all these professors were set an earlier due date. It was a total he was working so much and had so much to do for school, and and of course it's not it was take a test on finals. It was everything was projects and papers and all sorts of stuff. So he's just been swamped. So I really haven't gotten to hang out with him. And so yeah, I didn't want to pass up on that. And of course I would have been fine had I not even tried to play around with it, but have we met me? So I'm just kind of sliding some things over because my desk is just a little messy, but that's okay too. But then at the same time, I'm like trying to, like, when I can, I'm trying to embrace the fact that it's December, and I'm trying to like support making it magical without stressing myself out. Because on the one hand, like, it can't all be magical. Like, I work with high school. I don't work with elementary school kids, so we're not necessarily doing a whole bunch of like holiday themed type of things. Because of what I teach and also teaching in a public school. I used to do a lot more seasonal things at my first job because it was a private school. It was a residential facility. It was technically Christian based. So even though I didn't have all students who celebrated certain things, I could still do certain like non-religious aspects of things. Like we would do, and I didn't like being in the public school and having just a different curriculum and having more kids, and there's 5 of us that teach culinary 1. We have to keep things consistent, and it's just different. Whereas, I had my kids for block scheduling. It was a vocation. I had them for 3 years straight. So we could do a cookie bake off, and they would pick what cookies they were going to make, and I would invite the staff in, and the staff would come in and do the judging. And I could do all sorts of, we did pumpkin carving because we had pumpkins that were grown right on campus. So we would go get pumpkins for free, and they would carve pumpkins and they would bake pumpkin seeds. And some of my kids had never, regardless of religion, had never carved a pumpkin. And it tied in with both culinary and child development. It was just, I could do a lot of things. And not to say I couldn't maybe do some things here, but at this time, it's just different. And so I think between that and the kids being older and it's just this funky year. It's it just doesn't feel like December. But then it's I'm trying to support that, but I also don't want to stress myself out. I really liked Nellie and Clem's post. If you guys haven't read her post, it's a pine tree. That's the photo. And she talks about what their day was like. That every day is not going to be magical just because it's December. And I've actually had some pretty crappy days the last week of November, and even little things here or there where it's so much for trying to be magical. I'm lucky if I took a picture, but I do have stories from the day. Oh, Stephanie, I get that. I really, really do. I really, truly do. And I was able to get a lot of my Christmas, December daily stuff somewhat organized. But in the bigger picture, my craft room is still a disaster, and my decorations still aren't all up. And if you guys saw my storage room in the basement, it's just chaos. And I was just talking to my mom today on the way home, and I genuinely get it from my mom how much stuff I have. My mom has tons of decorations and tons of collections and tons of cute stuff and tons of, and so we were kind of laughing about it a little bit, but then I was also saying, but then it hits a point where you're not able to enjoy all the great things you have because you have too much. And so all you're doing is trying to corral all this stuff, and you're not getting to actually put out the decorations and enjoy the decorations, use the cozies, use the pouches, do the crafting. And that's where I'm at. And it's I can't tackle a lot because it is December and I want to enjoy December and not make a bigger mess. But it's going to have to be something hardcore that I really focus on in 2023, is just thinning out the stuff and getting to a better place. I never will be a true minimalist, but there's somewhere in between. Hi, Aunt Charlotte. Oh, you can only now. See, I can talk about it. I could talk about it. I can, but it's more the fact that there is genuinely that much more of a curriculum that is standardized across 5 teachers. There's so many culinary 1 students. that like we have to start at a certain place and we have to teach them these certain foundational skills before they can move on to then the other culinary levels with different teachers. And like, so there's some of it has more to do with the structure, and I get it. I totally get it. Whereas I had a very small class. Those kids were only with me and only ever with me for culinary for their 3 years. So, you know, whatever I did or didn't do with whatever group, the next year they were still with me. The next semester they were still with me. Whereas like if I just play and do a whole bunch of stuff with a group and then I send them on next semester to culinary 2 or to baking and pastry or something like that, and they didn't get the same foundational skills, they're going to be unsuccessful, and my colleagues are going to be like, what the heck? Like, and I get it. So like some of it's that, like there's just not the same room for it in that way. And then yes, also the being respectful, which is a big thing because we have a very large Muslim population at my school. And so they're not celebrating Thanksgiving and they're not celebrating Christmas typically. Some of them kind of do a little something, like some, just more of like the fun aspect of it. But for the most part, they don't. It's not something that they do. So yeah, there's just a lot. Yes. So I think 2023 is going to be a very interesting year because I'm really going to be focused on, I'm keeping my word of the year from 2022, rhythm. I'm really going to focus on my rhythm. I've been like bits and of moments of time, I've been working on different things. I've been at work for the most part. When I have a moment, I'm working on stuff to improve my personal teaching for next semester because I have hit a point where I've realized I need to really make some changes. I care about the kids, and I build good relationships with the kids, and there's certain things that I do well, but there's some things that I really don't do as well as I should, and I'm then seeing the effect that could actually have on those good relationships that I think that I have. Nothing like bad, as in like, you know, but just things I'm not doing well enough with curriculum or grading or classroom management, like those kinds of things. So I'm working on that, working with colleagues, working with coach, reading this book. So do it and like trying to do some planning for next semester. So I start, you know, and then for personal, like, so figuring out like, what are the things that I have to do all the time and like writing it down and trying to figure out so I can try to build a routine for myself because I want to do more crafting. I want to do less corralling of stuff, less shopping, less spending, and more crafting, and more inspiring others to craft because I'm crafting, and using the things that we have. So I think it'll be really interesting because I'm going to be trying to do a lot of things in 2023, but they all kind of tie in. And I think a lot of us are at that place. I know we've talked about it a couple times on here or in other places where it's like, we've got to use our stash, right? Like we have got to use our stash, and or we need to get rid of some of this stuff because it's just taking up room and it's bad for us. Like it's really bad for us. I follow some different ADHD accounts on Instagram, and like one thing, having too much stuff and having messes and having clutter is really bad for your stress and really bad for your ADHD. Hi, welcome to my world. And then I follow the Cozy Minimalist. I highly recommend following the Cozy Minimalist if you don't already, because the things that the little phrases, the little quotes that they put out there about just, and again, it's not about like becoming a minimalist where you have nothing, but it just is so eye-opening to think, oh, yeah, like I'm not creating the space I love because I'm doing this instead of doing this. Like, I don't know how to narrow that down. Yes, Teresa, I will happily hold you accountable. And I think that's something really good is, you know, I've mentioned like, oh, let's try to maybe do some challenges. I don't know if I want to use that word because then that can stress people out, you know, of even just like using certain tools or using certain supplies. Maybe encourage. But I wonder if it would be good too to like figure out how to create some accountability for ourselves with like some rewards though to that. You know what I mean? And kind of find a way for us to support each other. Oh, you keep seeing the word less. I I think oftentimes our words are chosen for us, like the universe just kind of puts them either somehow puts them for us to see. And when you just can't either A, stop thinking about it, it keeps coming to mind, or when you can't stop seeing it, I think it's one of those where it's like, that's what your word is supposed to be. And I think so many words have multifaceted levels. So on the one hand, someone might think that less is a negative word, but that whole, even just that easy whole, whatever, like less is more, there's so many ways you could look at less, because less could seem negative, like, oh my gosh, if I had less stuff. But what if it's like, I have less clutter and I also then have less stress. I have less time cleaning, more time crafting. Like, you can see all the positives of the word less as well. Enough. Yes, I think that's really great too, because again, you can have enough. I have enough. And again, it could be a positive. It can seem like I've done enough scrolling. Now I'm going to craft. I've done enough spending. Now I'm going to save and use what I have. Like, there's a lot of ways you can look at it. I like those. I think those are great. I think I know for myself too, I need to make my word more visible this year, and I need to spend time focusing on it more. Don't know exactly what that looks like yet, because I know like Allie Edwards does it one way, and I tried to do that 2 different times, and I'm not saying it's not a good way. It's just it didn't work for me, so I don't know if trying that path again is good. I did Wholehearted Words with Shauna Klingerman, and again, that was very helpful in the beginning when I was doing it, but then I did not do anything over the course of the year. So I might need to do something more simplified than either of those routes where it's like, oh, it's a whole crafty album, or oh, it's this whole workbook where the pages are already so done for you. And I might need it to be simply like a notebook of sorts that maybe I look ahead and even plan out like the different prompts that I want to look at each month or something like that. Or try to incorporate it into something else instead of it even being a standalone. I don't know. I have to play around with that. I did a lot of that too, Stephanie, this year. And I've gone through phases, like, because there were times when like we didn't have extra. Like when we were first married and our kids were really young, like there wasn't really room for me to have the extra. It just wasn't there. So I can remember like shopping and like seeing whatever it was, something cute at Target, or seeing a bargain, and like not being able to even consider purchasing it. Like there just was no option, which kind of stunk. But like then I've seen the flip side where there's so much that I still have days where I hit that point because I've done so much, and then there's time still until like the next paycheck, and it's like, okay, technically you can't pick up anything else. Like you can't, because you've already spent all of that. You've got to just take care of these things until you get like paid. Like, so I almost like put myself in that situation at times, and it's like, to what end? Because did I really love everything that I got? Or was it just that like dopamine? And that's another big thing for a lot of people, but for ADHDers, it's a really big thing for us, because it gives us that kick, like, which it does for everybody, but like it multiplies for us. So yeah, I have to really try to put some, and maybe we could do that too. Like I need to put some things in perspective to like keep from even doing it. Like I may have to unfollow some accounts. I hate to say it, but I may have to unfollow some accounts. I may have to, I know I need to sit down and really like write out and really be clear about like what are the things that I want to be able to truly purchase, like things that I've either been waiting for, or things like trips or things that I want to do, or like opportunities or whatever, and like keep it visible so that I can like consider it anytime I would go to make a like just an impulse purchase. I know that there's a planner gal that I like on Instagram, and I can't think of, like, she plans like and keeps track of like anything and everything, which more power to her. I know I wouldn't be able to quite do that, but like she even like does her whole calendar where like she has her goal is like no spend, so she keeps track and like owns it, like if she didn't spend anything that day. And like then like anytime she puts money away to save, like she tracks that too, and like sometimes it's like $8 that she put away, or like that. I think even just to have that big picture, because like for me sometimes it's the all or nothing, you know what I mean? Like one day I don't know if that makes sense. Oh, Aunt Charlotte, you need a word for this year. Okay. Well, I mean, there's some different like quizzes and things like that out there that you can take. Or you can even just sit like kind of in the quiet and like just brain dump like kind of every word that comes to mind, and then see if any really like stick out to you after you've made the list. Like if you're drawn to them or you start seeing it everywhere. I know those are kind of two ways that you can do things. You could also sign up for Shauna Klingerman's Wholehearted Words, which is a great workshop and helps you find your word. So there's some different ways. That you can do it for sure. I have to. Just gonna look for a notepad. I'll make a little list to maybe put some a post with some ideas and let other ladies comment too. I'm looking for a pen. Don't mind me. It's like looking around. I was like, what am I looking for? I don't even know what I'm looking for. I'm just looking around. Oh, I need a pen. I'll put a post in Mighty Networks for some conversation. And people can share, links or people that they like or how things have done. And everything. Try and, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's where, again, we could swing back to that, like holding each other accountable. And that's just it. Maybe even having like some conversation about it, maybe doing it in a Zoom, and people could talk or just be in the chat if that made it more comfortable. But have a conversation about like maybe the different things that we're realizing, like, you know what, I need to stop just impulse buying this, or I need to stop thinking I need to have this like other people have, or I don't even know, like to kind of work together and even then maybe come up with how we can like support each other and maybe even create a space for that, so that it is maybe it's a space in Mighty Networks that, so if you're, not to say like leave Instagram or anything like that, because Instagram is great, but at the same time, maybe to help shift when you're like, you know what, I need to, like, I want to go see inspiration, but I want to see inspiration where I'm not tempted to be purchasing the next thing, whether it's a collection, whether it's a stamp, whether it's stickers. Like, so maybe we have a place where we're sharing things that we are using from our stashes. And maybe that's even, I'm pulling out these, I'm pulling out pouches that I haven't used in whatever, and like trying them out to play around with them, or traveler's notebooks that I have, or albums, or whatever it is, and like, here's what I did with it, or here's what I'm trying, or here's how I'm repurposing something. So we could see inspiration and see what else we have of our own. But then, like, I was thinking the same thing, Stephanie. Because if Care Bears collab with one more super expensive clothing company where the clothing is super cute and I'm like, oh my God, I love that. But also, when am I going to wear a Care Bears 1950s style dress? I'm not going to wear it to teach in, because as much as I think that on the one hand, I would love to do that. Like, I would love, in some respects, I would love to be able to purchase things like that I just absolutely love, like the skirts, the dresses, the jewelry, and just own it, that became like my persona as a teacher. And on the other hand, realistically, I'm still going to want my jeans, and I'm still going to want sweatshirts or things like that, or, you know, school spirit wear or whatever. And I can't buy every dress that's $175 or whatever. So I know, I'm like, Not to mention, I mean, I love Care Bears. Don't get me wrong. I love Care Bears. But there's such a skew, too, then, of, like, how much Care Bears stuff I have since they had their 40th. And, like, they just keep collabing with people. And but I also like strawberry shortcake. And I also like my Sanrio stuff. And I also like some Disney stuff. And I also like my Japanese stationery. And I also... Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever heard of Liz Lane. I'm gonna write that, but I will make a post. I think that would be really great for everybody to just be able to have some conversations, share places where they get inspiration, how they have found their word, if they already know how they're going to use their word this year. We could just toss around different ideas and things like that, and then decide if we want to do some things together, like in some Zooms. If we want to create, like, Peanut Bear, what are you doing? Hey, cut it out. Thank you. If we want to do like a vision board, or we want to create a journal, or we want to just do some different things. We like all the things, right? Right? The problem is when we retire, we won't be able to buy Care Bear sweats because they won't be a popular thing. So, like, we need to, like, buy all the things now in a comfortable size and then just stash them. So we have them for when we retire. Although, who knows? Then maybe it'll be the people that bought them realize they never wear them, and they'll be at Goodwill or the resale stores, and we can scoop them up for really cheap. I don't know. I know all of the things, and it's so hard because it's like, as soon as I say, like, I don't need another whatever it is, then sure enough, you see something that it's like, oh, but that one. Yes, if we keep buying them, we will. You're right. I really wanted the one Care Bears, the Igloo brand cooler that they had. It was a soft-sided one, though, that was super cute. And I originally, if I had been able to get it, I would have gotten it before we went to Texas. So I would have used it on the road trip in the car. Katie's laughing her ass off right now because we didn't have room for one more darn thing, and we sure as heck didn't have stuff in a cooler. But at least it would have been like a more practical use for it. But it was never in stock. Or then, like, the one or two times that it was, for, like, moments, it was after the Texas retreat. And I was like, it's too big to, like, take my lunch in every day. And we don't go, the kids aren't, like, young. Like, we don't go do things where I need a cooler in the car. Really. I just don't. So it was like, okay, I just wouldn't let myself get it. Unless I ditched things. We could have just, like, tied it onto the door handle. It could have ridden along outside. Ooh, ditched the skates. But I needed my roller skates because we were going to roller skate at the retreat. And we did not roller skate at the retreat. Okay, I digress. And I did not craft at the retreat, even though I had, like, bags of crafting supplies. Oh, but then I saw someone had posted, or Care Bears had posted, that there was a new Igloo like hard-sided cooler, but that was like also a speaker, which I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. Like, I'm just gonna take a look because like we could use it at the lake, or like, I'm just gonna look. But oh my gosh, it's like $200 and some, I think, or I don't know. I was like, that's definitely not happening. Not happening. Not happening. It's just not. I have some things I want to show you, some Happy Mail. I will say, thankfully, neither one of us got angry about getting the stuff into the car. I do believe we got frustrated trying to help pack someone else's car. Because we were having a very hard time figuring out some of the things and how some of the things were arranged, and it wasn't our own stuff, and so it was, playing Jenga with someone else's things. But surprisingly, I don't think we had any, like, we didn't get frustrated packing or unpacking, relatively speaking. I know my anxiety was through the roof because it took so long for me to actually get all my shit together and feel like I actually had everything. And then we were like getting to the point where there was literally like, how are we going to actually fit everything in this car? After I kept saying, don't worry, it's fine. It's a big car. It holds a lot of stuff. But I don't think we got, hi, Miss Michelle. I don't think we got frustrated, like, at each other or, like, mad about the packing. It was more just hilarious. It was super, super freaking hot. And yes, you're right. It was like, you are lucky this shit is getting, I don't know if I can swear on here. Your stuff is getting in this car. Whew, okay. Oh my gosh, I was going to go back to everything would have exploded out. Well, apparently the one thing that did explode out was the sunroof. But that had nothing to do with how much stuff Katie and I had in the car. Or my driving. Had nothing to do with either of those things. I don't know if you guys you also started unloading by yourself. Oh, as we hauled stuff out to someone else's car, or as we hauled stuff out of my car into the glamp in? Because you started... That is right. I do remember that. That is true. I think part of that is because at that point we just wanted to be on our way because we wanted to go, we wanted to go to Daiso and Buc-ee's. So we were like, just get the stuff in the car and let's go. Like, it doesn't matter. Just get it in the car. Who cares? Just put it in the car. It doesn't matter. Shove it in the car. Let's go. And it was hot again. The car was like, enough. You drove me all the way to Texas. Super hot weather. Super, super hot weather. Stuffed to the gills. Quick change of subject. I don't know if you guys follow Becky Higgins. I'll be your beaver buddy. Oh, we need that on a t-shirt. I think we need that on a t-shirt. Or like, what is, like those ones where it points and says, I'm with? It would be like, I'm with my beaver buddy. Whew, okay. I don't know if you guys follow Becky Higgins. And just in case anybody doesn't know, so Becky Higgins created Project Life cards and pocket pages. So the 4x6 cards, the 3x4 cards, to slide them into the pockets along with your photos to make scrapbooking like you still had the creativity, but you could actually get it done to like be more current. Who I think we might. I think we might. So I have followed her for a long time on Instagram. I have met her in person when she was at the Scrapbook Expo and she taught 2 classes. And I'm always very motivated, encouraged by how documenting focused she is and how she has been like her whole life. The photography and the storytelling and the getting the books, the photos, the stories told. I don't know if you follow her. I don't know if you saw her post today. It was a big announcement, something that she's never done before. And she started out working she did scrapbook, was in a scrapbook magazine. She has several scrapbook books. Like she's done a lot. She's never done anything like this before. She is kicking off a monthly subscription, which is a private group, and it is all about like focused on how to document and be focused on documenting and completing your projects and all that kind of stuff. And I know that like she's not the only person that kind of does that. There are other people out there that do that, but I just thought I'd mention it because, and she has a special running right now, so it's only gonna be $10 a month, and you get tons of stuff included. And I have always been intrigued by how her brain works, that like how she sees the stories, how she takes the photos, how she documents, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to join and at least see what it's like. So something that you might want to consider if you're in a similar situation to me where it's like, okay, I want to take more photos that are more storytelling and documenting, and I want to actually create more projects. Not necessarily that I want to put more on my plate, but I want to actually do more. Like I want to do more documenting, not just setting up or creating something that then I don't actually use or nothing goes into. So more about that. If you don't decide to like sign up or anything like that, I mean, if I like the things that I learn from it, if I am learning things, to a very certain extent, obviously without like taking her content and doing something, I will by all means like talk about whatever I'm taking from it or learning from it and like how I'm implementing like those kinds of things, because I think it just ties in with a lot of things we've been talking about. Yes, I know I tend to not take enough photos either. And I think some of it really has to do with, I think it's like I don't want to say a switch, but at the same time, I think it's a perspective thing. Like that there's certain things, and maybe it is like some of us that are like OG kind of quote unquote scrapbookers, where it's like, you take a photo of like the birthday cake or the decoration or the tree or like the iconic things, but do you take everyday life pictures and do you take them at these documenting angles as opposed to trying to center this perfect picture of like the birthday cake, for example? I think different people see things differently, and I think it's a switch that we have to like train. Like we have to train ourselves to start seeing those opportunities. So like Like today, I'll give you a quick example for today. So I have been running behind in the mornings to go to work, and oftentimes I do like get myself a chai tea, especially when life is just not smooth and cohesive. I will treat myself to one on the way to work, and it's like just helps me to start my morning. Not necessarily the caffeine so much, because it's not coffee, it's chai tea, but like just the comfort of it. Well, I didn't have time this morning. There was just no way. But I get to work, and we have this time, like we have to be there, but then we have time before we have students, and then I have my first period class, and then I happen to be off on my second period. So I can leave the building because I'm off. So I left to go get Starbucks, and I put in my mobile order, because even though I have the time, I'm still going to go ahead and just do the mobile order and walk in, get it, say hello, and leave. And I pulled up and parked and hadn't even turned off the car, and the guy next to me like did his horn a couple times, that I like looked over, and he wanted my attention, and so I rolled down my window, and he was just trying to be polite and let me know there was a sign on the door that like you could not go inside. Okay, I tried it with like for a second. Okay, we know that's cool. Like, so I had to go through the drive-thru to get my mobile order. I've already ordered, and so I was sitting in line, and after I told them at the speaker like I had a mobile order, I decided to take a photo. Which on the one hand, I mean, I've been through a Starbucks drive-thru a million times in my lifetime. Maybe not a million, but plenty of times. But it's December. I've got December Daily, and there was a story that went with this. Like, because my usual, in any way, shape, or form, 99% of the time with Starbucks since the pandemic is to do a mobile order and walk inside and pick it up. Because if it's the one by home, I'm going in to see all my peeps. If it's the one at work, it still is faster because I can pull in, walk in, grab it, go back out. If there's a huge line in the drive-thru, it doesn't matter that I did a mobile. I still have to wait in the drive-thru line. Like, that makes no sense, other than you don't want to get out of your car. So like this is it's just normal for me, right? So, but this went with the story that I could, here's the drive-thru. There's this many people in front of me at this time of the morning. Like, there's a story that goes behind it. But it's like having to like train that muscle almost to do that. I don't know if that was a good enough story. We'd get all kinds of questions. Yes, we would, right? We'd get all sorts of questions. Yes, a screenshot is great too. That's true, of like the order and things like that, like some of those things. But yeah, I realized I was like, just the way I could capture it too, because I was just at that curve. So it was like I could really get a good shot of like the sign that said Starbucks, and that there were multiple cars in front of me, that I was in the drive-thru, but then, yeah, that story with it. And I don't know that I don't think I've taken any other pictures today, to be honest, because it's not a Thursday, so I haven't needed to take a selfie. I wasn't dressed in something extra special, extra cute that I wanted to take a photo of. There wasn't anything at work I needed to take a photo of. Haven't done anything at home I lied. I did have... My daughter was making cookies from scratch for her work thing tonight, and I ended up helping her. And so I did ask my husband when he came upstairs from work, I said, would you grab my phone and take a photo of us, please? Because we are together, we are baking something, and it is December Daily. But that's not the norm either. So if she hadn't been doing that, that's literally the one photo that I have for today. But at the same time, it has more of a story behind it than maybe some like forced photo that I might end up taking because I hadn't taken a photo all day, because I haven't flipped that switch. I haven't been training that muscle. I don't know. So anyway, I thought I would mention that. If you want to go take a look, it's on her website, the class that she is doing, and it's monthly, and it's a private group. It's all sorts of content. It's a lot of things. So I'm going to give it a try, because I've always liked how she does things. And so, and I'm interested, since it's a new program for her too, that I feel like I'd be getting in at the beginning, which would be kind of neat. Compared to others where like I've jumped in where they're already like established. And so I'm kind of like jumping in later. I don't know if that makes sense. Hi, Miss Ramona. So I wanted to take a couple minutes and show you guys a couple fun things. I'm just deciding if I should put on my overhead camera. Probably. Well, a couple things I can show you without. So if you saw my post that I did purchase a couple of new bags, which I don't know how, I guess I could get those out too. We'll see. Because I really liked Stephanie's purse when we went out the one time. I really, really liked it. And actually, I think it was after we had gone twice. And I think you have it in 2 different colors, but I could be wrong. And I commented on it and asked her about it. And she shared, and it's a small business, woman owned, which I really liked because I'm also trying to be more conscious of where I'm spending my money as well. Like, trying to start flipping that switch of like not only the having less and what you do have is the more, that it's something that I truly wanted, like kept looking at, kept thinking about, like considered and truly wanted to purchase. And maybe it does cost a little bit more, but it's also not as disposable, like, you know, on a whim. And not that there's anything wrong with any number of things. I mean, obviously I shop at Target plenty, but at the same time, instead of like trying to find a bag that I like at Target, even though like there's a bunch where I'm like, oh, that's cute, but it's like I either like the pattern, or I like the style, or I like something, but it's not everything. So trying to be more intentional, and then trying to like spend more money on those kinds of places for certain things instead of just grabbing at Target and stuff like that. Oh, that's super funny, Michelle. And then Katie. The accountability does not start until 2023. It's kind of hard to be accountable when like Black Friday hits, right? I will say, at the same time, I think safely there was at least a month, if not actually 2 months, from the time that Stephanie shared Rad Rev with me, and I did not purchase until Black Friday. Because I did, like, I would think about it and I was like, oh, I do really like that purse. And then I was like, okay, you have a ton of purses. And in the moment, you're like, ooh, I want that for right now. But then I was also like, but then you have stuff, like you have Christmas bags. So then all of a sudden you're going to use Christmas bags in December. And then are you still going to want to use it in January? Or are you going to feel like it was what you were in the mood for fall, and now fall is over? So like I was really good about, like, I would look at it looked at it a couple different times, and then I just kept holding off. And I even did like then look at stuff at Target the one day, or like went into like TJ Maxx and everything, but then was like, okay, no. If you're not buying the one that you truly want, like you really do want, and you're supporting a small business, you're not picking up some makeshift at Target or TJ Maxx. So on the one hand, I do feel like it was a very intentional purchase. And then even, the fact that I didn't just purchase that one was still intentional. Like I got the full size black backpack because it was already like, it was half off, and then you still got the 30% off. So it was like an incredibly good deal. But I knew that I'm going to trade it out for the bag that I've been using for work, that I did buy on more of a whim of like, oh, so-and-so bought a bag from here. I'll go buy a bag from there. But didn't do any research, didn't debate about it, didn't look into it, and haven't been as happy with the quality from day one, and don't love it anymore. And it's showing its wear and like ripping anyway. So like I knew it would be a replacement. And then the smaller one, Well, that one was maybe more of a whim, but it was on sale and then on sale again. So, okay. Oh, yes. Not to brag. Oh, okay. So, wait. You got a Traveler's. So, did you get an actual Traveler's notebook brand? Traveler's notebook? Did that make any sense? So I showed you my bags. So then Reese & Co., I think I have that right, is then the other store that Stephanie so lovingly shared with me when she shared about the purses, because that's where she gets the accessories that go with her bags. Whom, again, I waited until their Black Friday sale and was very good and refrained. I got this cute strap to go with either the black backpack. I think it'll look really fun, and or with the cream winter one, because they showed it with both. It's technically, they call it like a neon yellow heart. So I got that one because because oh, you have it in the pink. I think the pink is sold out. Maybe. I don't know. And then I truly would not have gotten this if it wasn't on sale, because it's one of those like kitschy ones on the one hand, but there's something about this brand anyway and the retro stuff. But then, so this one is, so it's the, Salts. Oh my gosh. What is the name of it? Morton Salts. Girl, and it says stay salty. So that's gonna go on the black backpack at times for work, and I just think it's amazing. I love the Morton Salt Girl. Like, it's just so cute. I want to get the Funko Pop. It's been like on my wish list, and I actually want to do like a little something, I think, in March with this, but I digress about later. Oh, did they have a Black Friday sale, like them, or was it someplace else that had a Black Friday sale? And then I got a couple of the little dangles that she hand makes to go on my different bags. So I'll share some photos of these. You know what? Let me grab it, because I don't have a good answer for you. Because on the one hand, it's their full size, but it's not like ginormous necessarily. So it's this big. I mean, so yes, relatively speaking for some, but it's also not like it's not like a gigantic backpack. It still is a nice compact, like square size. I don't know if that helps. And of course you can add the strap, but then it also has, the straps. It's got tons of pockets, and everything is like really nicely lined. It's got the zip pocket, and then it's got a pocket in the back. Hi, Suze. So I mean, for some would say, yes, this is way too large for a purse, but I carry a large purse sometimes, like, especially if you've got like planners in there and things like that. Yeah, the storage in it is amazing, like, because they really have like the pockets and stuff broke down well, and that's just it. As I was like, the way that it's done, it'll be nice for work because it's compact enough without being like big backpack, but versatile with having the strap or the backpack straps when I do load it up. I'll just go ahead and show you the other two since I'm right here, and then I'm going to show you some of the things. So this is the small one. So still like has a lot of pockets. It just doesn't have One's for like a bottle on the side. And then it still has, I still have the stuffing in these because I haven't set them up yet. It has a good amount. Oh, I didn't even realize it came with a strap, like its regular color strap. It has a lot of, and the big one is similar. Like it has a lot of great storage because there's all the storage components on the back, like multiple zippers and multiple pouches. But then there's also stuff in this part too. So, so that's the other nice thing is that it gives you a lot of versatility with all the pockets and zippers and stuff like that. And this one is nice that it's actually like magnetic, so it doesn't totally like sit open. So yeah. And then this was actually what sent me on that, like down that route is this one. And Stephanie, I think you have this in gray. You have this in gray, and then do you also have it in this color or just gray? Not being nosy or anything. So this has a pocket here, which also has the magnet, and then this one also has some different pockets inside and stuff. So, yes. So yeah, so this is the one that I kept holding out for because I really liked that, like, because you wore a crossbody style, that like it's big enough, but it's not gigantic, because when I do go to work, I like to have a purse that has like my planner in it and stuff like that, so it's not also in my work bag and et cetera, et cetera. So, yes. So I will take pictures when I get all of those. Oh, and in black. I thought you had it in gray. Why did I think you had it in gray? I don't know why I thought you had it in gray. Because I debated about the gray too, but I digress. What was I going to show you? Oh, I could show you. Oh, you have the mini backpack in gray. That's right. Okay, let's see. I'm going to see how my desk cam shows up, if it's going to work right now. Oops, hang on. I got it showed up behind me. I need to move it over here. Well, there's a hot mess on my desk. That much is for sure. Oh. I feel like that's what is going on. Okay. I feel like my camera is very, all right, hang on. Let me play around with that a little bit. If it gets bigger, is it better? Oh, I guess it is. Okay, let's move my head over here. I wish that wasn't in the frame so much. I have so much stuff on my desk, y'all. It's so messy. Messy. I apologize. Ay. I was going to just maybe show you what I've done so far in my December daily. I feel like the camera angle is really bad. Like, I don't know if it's blurry or if this is just at a weird angle. I don't know what's going on. I feel like it's at a weird angle. Okay, well, just gonna try not to play with it too much. And that like gets in the way. All right, well, I'll have to play with that a little bit more later. I am so happy that you guys, okay, so now I feel like it's, okay. I'm so happy that you guys encouraged me to go with it and pick this book. And then even when I was like, well, I have my, 6x8 as backup. I love how this is coming along. I had a lot of fun once I did actually cut into it. and take it apart. I copied, Stephanie, I'm pretty sure you put something along your junk journals when you've done them. I don't know if it's washi tape or if it's fabric or if it's paper. When I do the little golden books, I don't usually do anything. But since this was a soft cover book, it just had like even more of like an unfinished edge. So I had strips of holiday fabric. So I did that on there because I thought that would be cute. So I was inspired. I know you do something. I don't know, again, if it's paper, if it's washi tape. I was hoping to paint my nails before this evening too to show you all these cute things, and that didn't happen. So don't mind my like missing. Okay, chipboard covered pattern paper. Awesome. So this is fabric. And then I put some trim on the edge. Yeah, this is backwards. I forgot. So I did my opening page. I covered the inside of the book with, it was just plain white, so I went ahead and covered with paper, with pattern paper, and then I just decorated. I'll try misflipped. I just decorated, and I didn't do like a major, like different times I've done different like openings as far as like, you know, what I'm hoping for or what my goal is or maybe what my list is. If I was doing like, if I were to do like 25 favorite things or like alphabet or something, I might have done that way. I just kept this short and simple just as that reminder to like just, you know, create my own magic and enjoy doing the album. I'm really liking the size because it's not too small, but it's also square, so it's really kind of fun. So there's my first page. So I chose a patterned paper and then added just lots and lots of cute embellishments. And I just had a lot of fun. I'm going to take pictures soon. I missed the sun on Sunday to take a couple. And then like I've got, when I get home, it's like already been getting dreary. So I'll have to try and take pictures probably this weekend. And for this particular one, like I have multiple pages for day one, and I'm okay with that because multiple things took place. Like my student brought me my little Pusheen stuffed animal. So of course I wanted to go ahead and like document that in a whole layout because I thought that would be super cute. And then it was also Thursday 3. So I was like, okay, well I have my Thursday 3 photo. So I did that. And again, I'll take pictures of this, but my journaling is hidden because it was actually kind of a interesting day. But my t-shirt has all these different little icons on it. And so I matched all of the icons. So like there's a snow globe and there's a Santa hat and a candy cane. There's a tree, there's a snowflake, there's mittens. There's hot cocoa, there's a present, there's lights, there's a snowman, the holly, and a gingerbread. So I matched the shirt, which was just a lot of fun. And that's as far as I've gotten because I started, like, I know I'm going to use the paper that's the back side of that pattern because it happened to work out. And I have another photo for day one. So on the one hand, I haven't gotten super far. And on the other hand, compared to some years, considering that it's only December 6th and I'm already this far in, is actually great because sometimes I don't even get started until like, you know, further in. So I'm having a lot of fun and I'm hoping to work on it again this weekend and have some fun with that. So the other thing that I was going to share, maybe, but my camera is so bad. Let me see. And I can't stay up too late because I have to get up early tomorrow and I have to leave early because I have to be to work early. So, let me see if this is gonna, I didn't even open this, so I've saved it. Let me see how it would play out with my camera because I feel like my camera is really like a mess right now since I like bumped things and changed my settings. So let me see. Okay. I'm going to take some pictures as we go. So this, I'll share what I can. We'll see how this goes. So this is from Yuki at Lear Pony. She did Disney, Winnie the Pooh Christmas albums. And if you know me, I am a sucker for Winnie the Pooh. And so I ordered one, and then I ordered the, I liked two, and I really, okay, I need to try and get somewhat of a photo so I can share this without all my stuff in the background. It's not going to be the best. I may have to just rewrap it. We'll see. Yuki has absolutely some of the most gorgeous albums I've ever had the pleasure of getting. My first one was actually was a swap. She had never done a swap before, and I had reached out, and she agreed to do a swap with me. And the Winnie the Pooh album, classic Winnie the Pooh album she sent me for that was unbelievable. I just feel like this is so like, okay, maybe that's better for you guys to be able to see. I'm sorry that the light is like in by my face, but I feel like maybe, I don't know. I feel like it's like, it's either at an odd angle or it's like shrinking the image. Let's see if I make this a little bit bigger. Oh. No, I can't put it on top. Okay. All right. Does that look okay? I hate that this is like in my face, but we'll deal. I'll just move over. Can you see that okay, or does it like seem weird? I feel like it's like scrunched or something. I don't know why. Or like blurry. That's my soup picture for my one day. Okay, well, hopefully you guys can see it. So this is the traditional Christmas colors. One. I mean, look at that flip. So I thought I would just do a little flip through of them while we chat. So it's got this little tag in here. This is a whole pocket. And she has flip throughs on her, oh yeah, it's backwards, on her Instagram. And then this has a tag in it. If you want to go and see hers. So this is a flip up with then clear pockets right here. And her wax seals that she makes. And then this is pockets as well. And then this, okay, so this has a pocket here, but then it also is a gusseted pocket. You can see that. So it has three, so you can fit multiple things in it, but then it also folds open. Yeah, she has tons and tons of detail in hers, like I was going to say incredible and unbelievable at the same time. So an incredible, unbelievable amount of detail in hers. And then you got a pocket there and then some cute stitching. Just super, super cute, the details. And she dyes papers. This is from Atelier Pony, Yuki. I really wish this wasn't in my face, but that's all right. I'll have to play around with my setup. Yeah, lots and lots of fun textures. Oop, the little bell got stuck on the page. Yeah, lots of fun textures, lots of fun, like, details and things like that. She and Scooterbug Corner are two of my absolute favorite journal makers that do, and their journals are stitched, which is not something I have tackled yet. I have not tackled a stitched with inserts. I mean, I've done like a little tiny one, but so tell me, while I'm flipping, tell me how your December daily or your December documenting is going, how that's going, and yeah, so first tell me how that's going as I flip and just share all the cuteness and lots of details and textures, but also plenty of places to do journaling, to put photos, to tuck things in. This is another pocket. So it also, you know, gives you that opportunity. So like lots and lots of cute tags in here, but then even this whole little pocket comes off so you could, you know, do something behind it if you needed to. Teresa, it's not going anywhere yet. Ramona, are you being sarcastic in the like, it's December already? Or are you asking if this journal is December? I just want to make sure. Because yes, it is December. I know. It doesn't feel like it, but it is. And or, yes, this is also a Christmas theme album. Sorry. Some more pockets, which I love this, that they're clear pockets, you know, so that you still can see papers depending on what you put in there. And this is a fold out with more clear. Okay. Yeah. That was the first thing I mentioned in the beginning is I can't believe it's December. Like it just doesn't feel like December. This cute, tag, and then she even did the stamping on the pocket. Cute Winnie the Pooh stamp, like just adorable. And then lots of interactive pieces with hers. More pockets. This is, so there's a pocket here and there's a pocket here. But then it also is a fold out with the pocket here. I know, Suze, right? It's 4:30 a.m. And then this is a pocket that has this little file folder pull out. I know, right? Suze is such a good friend to us. And then there's a pocket back here as well, if my fingers will work. I mean, so there's just so much detail. Like this is not, this just, is not what I make. Like I don't necessarily make this style, and so it's so enjoyable to like get things like this and be able to do journaling in them or memory keeping or any number of things. And I've always liked Winnie the Pooh, and my mom always liked Winnie the Pooh, so I knew with something like this I have a decent number of pictures over the years, even of like I know that like Emily had a couple of Christmas outfits that were Winnie the Pooh, so did I. You know, I've had decorations, so it could be just a collection of all sorts of photos, you know, like kind of a fun, just memory keeping place, someplace for me to like just flip through at the holidays. Because I have tried to be better about, you know, having a purpose before I maybe purchase a pretty journal, because I do have quite a few. And even though I have been using them to do my daily journaling, I still have a lot. So it's not like, oh, well, now I use them for this, I can buy even more. It's like, no, you still have journals like to use. So yeah, this is just super, super gorgeous. Okay, the other thing I wanted to ask you about is, so when it comes to documenting, like taking the photos and telling the stories and sharing things, I wanted to know, like, do you feel like you could use, or it would help, and maybe like even December helps, or like the October daily, if you do that, if you had some support with like what to kind of focus on, like prompts or like food for thought, or because I'm finding that even with like December daily, because every day isn't just magical December, and like my kids are grown, and again I teach older kids, like there's not even some of the just maybe common things that for some they're still in it. Like if I had been doing December daily when my kids were younger, I'd probably have a million pictures every day between the advent calendars and like what they were wearing and different things they were doing at school and different things we were going and doing and looking at and lights and Santa and whatever else. Because I'm finding that I'm struggling kind of even just in almost like a day-to-day type of a thing, almost of like the days can kind of start to just run together where it's like get up, go to work, which I hadn't really felt previously. And then, yeah, like Michelle not just taking pictures of our cats and our dogs, and or even just our food, but like other things like to be like kind of looking for or to document and to help us with our creativity, with our documenting, with our, whether it's an album or a journal. I'm wondering if anyone is feeling like that support would be really helpful to like kind of have something each month, let's say, and not necessarily just seasonal, so that it's not like this repetitive, like, but at the same time might go hand in hand with the time of year in some respects. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Okay, so trying to tell the stories, yes, I agree. Tell the stories, and even tell the stories that maybe we wouldn't think about telling, and getting more photos to even have that evidence to go with some of the stories. Like even if it is a, a basket of unfolded laundry or a sink full of dishes, or maybe it's a clean sink, things like that. This has more pockets back there, and then this cute lace pocket back here with this cute little laminated card. So that is the Christmas colors. How did everybody like your cookies?
They were good. They could have been bigger, so that more filling could have been in them.
Yeah. Let's get this pretty spine. Okay, I'm going to show you the other one. And then when I'm done, I'm going to call it a night. Not because I don't love you guys, but again, I cannot stay up late. And my book is really good, so then I want to read. And so I keep going to bed late, and the traffic has been terrible, and I can't be late tomorrow because we have a thing in the morning. Just in case you're wondering. So I was trying to be really good because, of course, I liked all the ones that she made. And she made mostly traditional ones, but then she did like 2 pastel ones, and then she had this one unique one. And I was trying to be really good, and just pick one. And so I did. And then I went back for this one, partly because like then I can see them in person, and then what I might do is I may end up gifting one to a fellow like Winnie the Pooh lover. So because it was that like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have like regrets, and or again because I do love Winnie the Pooh so much, and I do use the journals for certain things now, and I do have lots of photos or things like that because it's Winnie the Pooh and not just, oh, I think it's cute. Hi, baby Scout. So this was the other one. It's small. It's a smaller size, and it's the pastels. So I'm going to flip through this one while we keep talking, and then I'm going to call it a night. So it's got a little pocket right there. And then this is super cute. She put this on the vellum, and then it flips up, but it's also a pocket in here with the little tab, and there's also a card in here. So that's super cute with the fold up, but this is super cute because then you could put like pictures, and do your journaling here, really, really cute. Oh, that is true. You don't always need a photo. You are right, Katie. You are absolutely right. You do not always need a photo. I feel like I, at the same time, need to take more photos from the standpoint, and obviously some of it isn't the same. I really, really, really wish I had taken more photos when the kids were little of the day-to-day things, like of them maybe at the table doing homework, of them playing with, like, like getting a true shot of like the toys that they were playing with at the time, like even though I have pictures of like Kyle with like his train table because it was a big Christmas present from his grandparents, but like getting some more like shots of like the toys, like the different trains that he collected, or then of like the different stages of toys he's gone through or that Emily went through, or even just things that were our day-to-day then that are so different from what the day-to-day is now, because I wasn't into that documenting. I wasn't taking those kinds of pictures. So I totally agree with you, 100%. But then at the same time, it's just that switch where I do want to also take photos, because I have now seen living in our own townhouse, and then living in this home with Pam and Rich, and then renovating this home. And again, seeing my day-to-day change, the things that I like to use change. There were, for how many years that I didn't even have a cup cozy, whereas then I have all these cute cup cozies, or I didn't have all different pouches, or I didn't, I don't know if that makes sense. So I absolutely agree with you. But I also want to help myself, like, to take those additional photos. This is driving me crazy, but I have to have it there. I am reading, I'm behind. I'm reading the November book club book for Leilani Scraps. Something Magic. Stephanie, do you remember what the actual name of the book is? The Something Magic Pies. Otherwise, I'll have to look it up. It's just really good. And I was like, 1 minute I was like, ooh, I'm making progress. I'm actually going to like have it done to be able to do book club. And then I totally missed the date. Magic Lies and Deadly Pies. Thank you. I totally missed the date for book club. So I didn't even join it anyway. And I wasn't done with the book. So yeah, one of my colleagues said that she reads her book at lunchtime, because I have a very short lunch right now, and I will next semester too. And so it's not worth me like heading to the teacher's cafeteria to go sit, maybe not even with anyone, and with my room and the distance, like and having to like attempt to use the restroom, I won't have time to actually sit and eat. But I really have tried to be good to like not just sit at my desk eating and be on my computer, even if I'm not doing work, like trying to just not be on my computer even. So like I even will just like roll back and sit by my window and try to just kind of enjoy my lunch for a few minutes. And she said something about reading her book, and I was like, I need to start doing that, because I read fast enough, but I don't read other than before bed anymore. That's just the nature of my life, between work and crafting and the zoo and everything else. I used to sit and read other times, but that's not happening right now. But I do love that being a Patreon of Leilani's and being in the book club has got me reading books consistently now for the last few months, because for a while I wasn't reading, because it was just like, whereas I used to read all of the time. Okay, so this also has stuff tucked in here. I guess it's tucked there, but this opens and it's got this cute little pocket. Like everything has like pockets and labels and is, detailed. Oops, I don't want to tuck that in all the way. Is detailed, and she embosses things, and yes, and it's great to have like books that someone else is like picking and things like that. So yes. And then this is cute. She's got this little belly band, but then like she embosses, and like this is painted and everything. And she does a lot of stitching, and just all the, I'm not done with it, but it's a super cute book. Super cute. I really like the story. She does all of her wax seals herself. It's just, I mean, it's just beautiful. Like, her workmanship is beautiful. The supplies that she uses, like, it's beautiful items. It's not, you know, I mean, I buy things from all different places, but just adding, like, it's not like, you know, cheapy ribbon or, you know, things like that. Like, everything is like, you know, it's vintage, or it might be new, but she's like, just so much attention to detail and so much stuff that she, you know, I mean, she hand makes all these wax seals with all the different, you know, and these have all been Christmas shapes within the gold, and then like all of the beading and everything like that. Just amazing. Like, just, she's so amazing. And she's such a sweetheart. She is absolutely such a sweetheart. I requested a custom, because she had done like a Winnie the Pooh baby one. And so I had her do the one for Andrea, for Woody Fox. And, she, you know, because Andrea also loves Winnie the Pooh. So she did a classic Winnie the Pooh one for her. And, you know, I just had asked for a custom journal, and she did the custom journal. But then she made the months cards, like, since it was for babies, like, and did that no charge. Like, they were beautiful. I mean, that was a whole nother something that, like, would have sold in her shop and everything like that. Like, she's so generous. When I asked her to do something for the Gather retreat that I hosted last December, she sent enough wrapped journals, various journals, so that every single person would win something from the raffle prizes. Plus, she did a whole packet of handmade stuff for everybody, and she decorated all of the cards that matched tags that matched the number of the journals, so that, like, someone would, like, that was just, I had people, like, pull out the number, and then that's how they, like, picked their journal, because I had a sticker on. Like, I mean, it was unbelievable, the attention to detail and the amount of stuff that she gave for free. This is another one of those gusseted packets. And then under here, I mean, just gorgeous. Like, she's super sweet, and she's extremely generous. This opens. I'm not going to unfold it at the moment. And then, like, there's, like, the tag is separate in here. Like, so you get, like, you know, a lot of, like, nice, fun little tuck spots, you know, to put your journaling and things like that. So yeah, so I would highly recommend, if you're not already following her, I should add her in there, to at least give her a follow, so you can give her a like. You can, you know, share when she's creating, or, you know, or lists things. She has an Etsy shop, but it's through Instagram. Let's see. And Stephanie, would you be a dear? Not to put you to work. Would you be a dear, though, and would you share Rad Rev if you can? If you can't, I can totally do it. But I don't do well at multitasking. And Recent Co, since I shared their stuff. That would be super awesome. Okay, so there is Yuki's Instagram, and in her link, it will take you to her Etsy shop, where she has all of her things. She has all sorts of, she even has, like, some like cards and tags and things that you can purchase. So just, I mean, like, this is hand painted with embossing and just, I mean, her work is just beautiful. It's just super beautiful. This is so cute. So, so, so cute. So cute. Oh my gosh. And I like every time I am in like flipping through this with you guys or doing like when I'm journaling at night and I'm in the journals that other people have made, I just desperately want to craft. And I love making junk journals, and I haven't really been making them in a while. I love making them. I just enjoy building them. So that's why I really, really, really want to focus on less. Less, I have enough, right? We're going to use everybody's words. Less and enough, and be able to craft. That's really what I want to be able to do. Just so many sweet, cute things in here. Little pocket, another little pocket. I mean, just super, super, super adorable. Hello, Pastry Divas. Let me show you in just a second. And more pockets there. And then this cute pocket here and some little cards. So it is, do you need a measurement? Because if you need a measurement, it is, I mean, if I hold it to, like, so if I kind of hold it together, it is just over 3 inches. It's just over 3 inches in thickness if I, just kind of hold it like this. So I'm not like squeezing. But yeah, it's 3 inches. And the Christmas one, this one is, again, this one is solidly 3 inches. It's actually, it's closer to just a solid 3 inches, whereas this one is a little bit over 3 inches. Yeah, oh, look at the back of that. The different patterns. Oh, shipping would probably be crazy for you. Yeah, we could totally plan ahead because my stuff came pretty fast. So you could plan ahead for before your trip and order it. And even if you wanted to order so that it's here before you arrive, so that then you could use it while you're here and then even use it on your way back, that would be super cool. Yeah, so she just makes amazing, gorgeous albums, and is super sweet and is super generous. Again, because she gave so much for my gather retreat. It was unbelievable. And then even when I did the custom order for Andrea for the baby album, so yeah, we can see what they have, see what you want to order, and then that way you could use it like the whole time you're here. So at least give all of those guys a follow, or so you can at least support them with some likes and comments and things like that. I felt like there was something else I was going to show you, but I am going to get ready for bed because I'm getting tired and I need to make sure that I'm all set to go to bed at a reasonable time. So I am going to make sure my bag is packed, make sure my clothes are picked out, because that's how I roll. I can't pick out my outfits in the morning or I would never get to work. It's probably I don't know if it's the ADHD or if it's something totally different with the indecisiveness. So I've got to do all of that beforehand, and then I do want to be able to journal and read and actually go to sleep. So this has been super fun. I'll have to do a poll or something because I don't know. I don't know that anybody necessarily kind of sort of, I don't think anybody responded to my question, but it was a really difficult question. I know I was kind of vague about like, do you need like prompts or that kind of thing? So I'll explain more about that later. I kind of have an idea of something to help me in 2023, like just focus and get more documenting done by helping to look for certain like things, be paying attention to things and stuff like that. So, but I know it was a very vague question, and we were all like looking at the albums. So, so sorry, Suze, I gotta get up and go to work. So I hope you guys all have a great rest. All right, now I'm gonna move this over a little bit, and actually I'll just turn. There we go. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday, and a great rest of your week. I am hoping to be crafting on the weekends throughout December. So hopefully we can do some crafting together. We can encourage each other to, not like in a stressful way, but, you know, to work on our December documenting or whatever project we're working on, so that we're enjoying our hobby, doing our thing, using our stuff. So I hope that you guys have a great rest of your night, a great rest of your week. Hopefully I will see you very, very soon. Yes, we will see all of our beaver buddies very soon. I will make a post in Mighty Networks about Word of the Year, so we can kind of get that conversation started and going and help people on track with that, and maybe even see what we want to do to support each other with that. Try to start figuring out conversation on how I want to support each other to like use the things we have, hold each other accountable for the like not overspending, not overfilling our spaces, all of that kind of stuff. And how to help us do more documenting and crafting. So we've got a lot of things to do, but I think we're going to have fun. So, yes, all my beaver buddies and my crafty chicks and my crafty peeps, I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Thank you for hanging out with me. I absolutely love you guys. I love being able to just chat, share things with you, show you things, laugh, have fun. It literally makes my day, makes my world. Fills my cup, brings me a lot of joy. So I will see you guys real soon. Love you guys. Bye.